Hello, welcome back to episode 5 of Talk of the Town. This week we've got a very special guest from Oxford Street Men's Club. I met you, when was it, a month ago?
About a month ago at
Yeah.
the Men's Walking and Talking group.
And what's your name, mate?
Oliver Morrison.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, nice to meet you, again.
Pleasure
Tell us
to
about
meet you.
yourself then.
Right, okay, so I suppose I'll kick off the podcast with a little story.
By all means,
Yeah.
mate.
Okay, so set the
Right,
scene.
Move in a bit.
Sorry, set the scene for my story. I have to take us back to the year 2020.
Oh.
We all remember that year, don't we?
Yeah.
Usually when people talk about 2020, they mean lockdowns,
Yeah.
masks, rules changing every 5 minutes,
Yeah.
not knowing whether you're allowed to go see your mum or not.
Yeah.
But somehow allowed to go to work because COVID couldn't follow you to work apparently.
Yeah.
And although that was pretty stressful, for me 2020 wasn't just inconvenient, it was life-threatening. And it all started with a cough. Cough off the back of a mysterious flu-like illness at the beginning of the year, in January.
Not COVID, no.
Not COVID though, COVID hadn't hit the UK yet, not according to our government anyway. A cough so severe, I didn't just crack a rib, I snapped it. A snapped rib.
Through a cough.
Yeah, I coughed that hard, I snapped my own rib.
I've cracked a rib and that hurt.
Yeah,
That hurt a lot.
it was painful. Anyway, that cracked rib led to my lung collapsing and me having to have...
Did it puncture your lung, did it?
No, it ruptured the outside of my lung, creating fluid which collapsed my lung and caused pneumonia, which resulted in me having to have fluid drained off my lung.
Yeah.
Which is a strange experience, to say the least, because, I mean, you don't realise how much you take breathing for granted till it starts negotiating with you.
Yeah.
I remember the doctors, when they were draining fluid off my chest, trying to keep me calm, talking to me in that reassuring tone that only works until you realise how focused they are when they're working on you, especially when they're feeding a tube into your back down to a well of fluid building up in your chest cavity.
Couldn't imagine paying you up from that, was it?
That's kind of like when you think maybe this isn't a have a rest and a drink of water kind of situation.
Yeah.
So, what we got so far? Collapsed lung, pneumonia, and a snap rib. Not the best start to the year.
No.
No.
Was this at the very start of it?
Yeah,
Was it?
this was
January.
January.
Nightmare.
Not the best start to the year, but it happened nonetheless. And it was time for me to recover, recoup, and reflect.
Of course.
How long were you in hospital for from just that alone?
From just that alone, that was only about a week. I was in and out. in a
I mean,
week.
considering it's not bad,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
illness.
the recovery took longer. I mean, yeah, after I come out, it was time for me to, like I say, to reflect on things.
When was the moment where you kind of thought, like, people might need to hear this type of story?
That wasn't until like the end of the year.
Yeah.
Till
After everything else.
After everything
Yeah.
else happened, which
Of course,
is-
yeah, proceed, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So after reflecting, I thought, I'm through the worst of it now. 2020 was not finished with me yet, not by a long shot. In fact, that was just an appetizer. The main course
Oh,
was
God.
still to come.
Oh,
Because-
God.
Only a few months later, again with no warning, I
Mhm.
suffered a brain hemorrhage, a bleed on the brain. One moment I was conscious, the next I was coming to feeling like somebody was trying to break out of my head with a jackhammer.
Where were you
Oh,
when this?
God.
I was at my dad's. I was living at my dad's at the time. I was just sat watching a film one night, and then all of a sudden my head went limp, and I come to, and I had this searing, thumping
Were
pain.
you with anyone?
No, I was
Just on your own?
just in the bedroom by myself, and I was like, oh my god. And and that's when, well, afterwards I realised that I'd actually had a seizure due to a brain hemorrhage.
Mate,
Oh.
So yeah, that's when conversations change. I mean, doctors stop speculating and start speaking carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, no promises, no reassurance, just facts.
Ah.
And when somebody tells you you have a brain aneurysm, well, in fact, I've got 3. But initially, when they found the first one, and I got told I have a brain aneurysm, the world becomes a very small place
Yeah, I
very
can imagine.
quickly.
Yeah, I can
Lonely.
imagine.
So all of this in the middle of a global pandemic. Brilliant.
Nightmare.
While the world was
Nightmare.
While the world was arguing over toilet roll, I was lying in the hospital bed learning just what it feels like to not have control of your own body anymore.
That must be so hard. Like, well, she was like just lying in a hospital bed, especially after like you woke up and. Did you wake up in the hospital bed, or did you kind of
No.
wake up and?
No. So after my initial seizure, and I come to, and my head was thumping, stupidly enough, due to like male pride in that, I tried to ride it out for 5 days before I even went to the hospital.
Oh.
And that's
So you
why-
you really are lucky to.
You were
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
yeah,
then
God
that's-
is
that's-
watching
I
you,
know.
bro. Honestly, God is
I
really
know,
watching you.
it's an actual miracle I'm here today.
Yeah,
Which is why
100%.
I do what I do.
That's
Yeah.
why we're lucky to have him on
Yeah,
here today. as
100%,
well.
bro. Yeah,
But this
grateful.
is why I do what I do with advocating mental health.
100%.
Would you say you're like religious or anything from?
I'm not religious. No, I'm not religious. I do believe.
We've definitely
in-
got somebody watching over you.
That's what I mean, yeah.
I do, but I do believe the universe has
Its ways.
its ways
course.
and does things for a reason.
Yes, 100%.
So tell us about like after the 5 days had gone, you went to hospital.
So I went to after the 5 days had gone and I couldn't take no more. I was in absolute agony.
Oh, wait, sorry, so it took you 5 days after that to actually go to hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had to go pounding during all
Yeah,
this as
it
well.
was pounding. With every heartbeat, it felt like my head was going to explode.
How come you didn't go in the 5 days? You
Male
just-
pride.
Well, you got to remember that we were bang in the middle of a global pandemic.
Oh, okay.
And I think
at the
how
moment.
the hospitals were
Yeah,
ran
right.
at the time
Yeah.
as well.
What we were told is the hospitals were full and full capacity, and there was the fear of getting COVID as well.
Of course, yeah, because that honestly, that
Alone.
on top of everything else
Yeah.
we're going through as well would have
Yeah,
been
it
an
was
absolute
just
nightmare.
it was an absolute crazy time.
Yeah, okay.
So I eventually went to the hospital, went to Wrexham, Myler, where they started doing some tests. But that was quite surreal because I got there and I thought, it was going to be a scene out with The Walking Dead. There was going to be people everywhere, but it wasn't. It was dead. There was hardly anybody there, which shocked me. And after them doing loads of tests on me, they couldn't find anything to begin with. They eventually found on one of the scans, they noticed my brain aneurysm, and that's when they told me. That's when they rushed me to the Walton Centre, which is one of the leading specialists in brain and spinal injury
Okay.
in Liverpool. And that was on a Friday night, and because the surgeons weren't working the weekend and they couldn't get the surgery till the Monday, I didn't have the surgery till the Monday.
Oh.
That could have been life-threatening.
Yeah, that could have been, just to wait as well, really.
Well,
'Cause what if
even
something
from my
happened?
initial seizure, waiting 5 days.
Yeah,
it was
exactly, yeah,
just-
But then
yeah.
they're making you. Did you
But
tell
then-
them that you waited 5 days, or did you?
Yeah,
Just
they knew,
Yeah.
and they'd already started giving me medication to help with the spasms in the blood vessels. That was where my aneurysm was.
Okay.
But because there's only like one or two surgeons who can actually do the operation that they did on me, I had to
And
wait.
you would have had quite a high blood pressure anyway as well, which would have made it worse due to having been doing that previously before
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah, honestly, I can feel every heartbeat
I can
trying to burst out of my head. It's horrendous.
Bloody hell.
What was going through your mind at that time?
At that time, well, there's a cascade of thoughts going through your mind.
Of course.
Initially, it was like, fuck, this is serious, like.
Yeah.
And then I was more concerned about my friends and family and what effect it was having on them,
Yeah.
because
Okay. Yeah.
they couldn't see me because of the pandemic
Yeah.
and all that, and so they were only getting drip fed information and updates about what was
Up the
happening.
chain to what's
Yeah.
going on about you. Yeah.
About what was happening to me. So I had to be strong for them.
What was the thought in your head that kept just going? What was there for?
Yeah, well, it was the fact that the effect it was having on my friends and family of having somebody, that they love.
Yeah, like
who-
she just held that close to
who's
you.
dying, and so I couldn't let them down. I had to keep fighting.
Fair play,
Especially
fair
at that,
play to you.
like-
honestly, fair play to you.
Especially that part of time with being like with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
Must have been
that's
lonely
what
as
I'm
well
saying,
because obviously.
Well,
you
I
can't
was
really-
very isolated. Like I said, I had no friends or family around me. It was just hospital lights, mask staff, and the sound of your own breathing being monitored by a machine sometimes.
A bit
Gosh.
deep here, but is there any point that you come to terms with the fact you might have passed away from?
Yeah, there was. That was one of the hardest things I ever did, and that was the night before my operation on the Sunday, is where I had to, because I've got two younger siblings
Yeah.
who have looked up to me, throughout the years, and we're very close, and I had to send a last text to them, knowing that I might not make it the next day, saying goodbye to them, and
I can imagine if I got a
Yeah.
text off one of
I don't know what I'd do.
telling them not to be bitter about whatever happens and to live their life to the fullest.
It's good that you could still have that like mentality of like, right, I still need to take care, like, do you know what I mean, take care of my brothers and think about them even in the time that you're in. Do you know what I mean? That's fair play. It takes a very strong mind to consider someone else.
Yeah, because it's a lot for me. Like if I was in that circumstance, one of my biggest fear in the world is dying. Passing away.
Well, that's everyone's, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially like because I've got.
It's more the fear of the unknown, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Of course it is.
I didn't really have a fear of dying. It was the fear of
what you're gonna do,
losing the people that I love, and the effect that it would have on them.
Yeah, and that comes with it as well because it's not just you as a whole.
Yeah.
When
The
you pass
reoccurring
away, it's
pain.
everything
Yeah,
that
it's-
happens after.
Exactly.
How old are you at this point?
I was 40.
Still young.
Yeah,
Really and
that's what I
truly
mean.
still young.
Yeah, man. Like, still got a hell of a
And
life to live.
Before all this had happened, you living a healthy life. Obviously, I know you were saying behind camera DJing.
No. Yeah, I DJ'd
Stuff
and
like
that, but see, a lot of people think that I'm an advocate for mental health because of what happened to me in 2020. It started long before then. When I was 21, I lost my mum, and the same year, one of my best friends took his own life. Over the next 20 years, I'd
That
go
was
on to
it.
lose 5 more friends to the same fate,
Oh,
which is what led me to want to learn more about mental health and the support out there for it.
yeah, no.
So I was already on a healing journey, and then 2020 happened, which was a bit of a setback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I can
As
imagine.
you
Like,
can
we've
say.
lost a few friends.
Yeah,
to
we-
suicide
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
From that alone, then it's a pleasure having you on because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
100%.
actually the first
Like,
guest we've had
yeah.
that is predominantly mental health based episodes. A lot of them
Especially
have
on
been.
men's mental health
Yeah.
as well.
It's a
So
pleasure to have you, honestly.
No, it's an honour.
So touching on like the subjects of like your illnesses and stuff, what frightened you the most out of all the experiences?
What frightened?
like which illness
Yeah,
were
like
you
what, when,
most scared about?
Well, the brain aneurysm was the most serious. I wouldn't say I was frightened. That was the most concerning.
Okay, yeah,
Concerning.
wrong word maybe.
Do you think you were kind of not used to hearing something because it was like you said you had pneumonia in your lung and your rib from the flu? Did you not feel like it was just going to progressively get worse and worse? Like I always have that
Yeah,
thing. If
I
something
would.
happens, it feels like it comes in freeze, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And something worse happens.
Yeah, well,
and
this
worse
is
again.
this is where your mindset comes into play. I mean, as humans, we are negative bias in what we think, and what that means is
100%.
that
It's
we'll
true.
always think of the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can train your brain to switch that and think of the positives and try and
gotta
think
rewire
of,
I think that's what I struggle with the most.
and think of
On a real.
positive outcomes. I mean, with everything that happened to me in 2020, I still take a positive aspect from that, in the fact that I can help other men who are struggling. From
What is it they
from
say?
that.
They say there's like you could do 10 positive things and then one thing that you don't think is positive, but you'll only notice the one thing you're doing wrong and not the 10 things that you've done
Course.
that have been right.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're your own biggest critique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are. We
You're
are.
you're your own critic, right?
It's
Perfect.
true. How did your family cope with all this? Because I know you said
It was,
So with the
well,
text
it was
messages.
tough. It was tough because, like I say, because it was in the middle of the pandemic, they were only getting fed little bits of information on my update from the hospital.
Yeah.
And my brother, my younger brother, he works on the oil rigs, and he was on the oil rig at the time.
Oh mate,
So
that must have been horrid.
communication was patchy at best. So his head was in bits.
I
actually,
can
when
imagine,
this
bless
hit.
him.
Was he in a different country?
I can't remember. I think he was out in the North Sea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
probably even worse because there's no
Yeah,
reception
no,
or anything.
exactly,
like
yeah.
that.
Way
Like you
worse.
said, it was dying.
So it was difficult for him. It was difficult for him, which is what I was conscious of all throughout it as well.
Yeah, of course. Fair play to you, like for like still standing by like that big brother name and like still making sure that your siblings are okay.
And I bet they sort of still look up to you still to this day.
Yeah.
Being like,
I'd like to.
you've-
I'd like to.
I'd
I
like
would,
to
I
say
would
so
hope
as
so.
well.
You're a very
Yeah.
strong
If I was
man.
your
and, like,
sibling,
you've got-
mate,
you've got your
100%.
complex.
I like to think those, but to be fair, they've been there for me when I've needed them
Yeah.
in my darkest times as well.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm assuming it's made your family bond a lot stronger now. They know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
this type of stuff does bring families together 100%.
Was there any, like nurse or doctor or anything that made a big difference to that
Well,
experience
the
for
most
you?
memorable ones was Kathy, the nurse who was sort of like in charge of my case at the Walton Centre.
Yeah.
She was very nice, and my surgeon Manny, who obviously worked absolute miracles.
So did you have brain surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So basically, I've got 3 brain aneurysms, 2 of them hemorrhage, which means
Yeah,
they
bleed
bled.
to the brain.
Yeah. So I mean, for anyone who doesn't know what an aneurysm is, I'll just quickly go through that.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
So you've got veins and vessels in your body, millions of veins and vessels in your body, and like, do you remember when you had a bicycle in a tube and it had a bulge on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that bulge is what an aneurysm is on a vessel.
Oh,
I did not know
So
that, to be fair.
when that bursts and bleeds, that's a hemorrhage.
so then
So-
obviously it goes into you get like
Into
a-
your
and
actual
it-
skull
and
brain.
it
Yeah.
bleeds into places where it should bleed.
Yeah.
So that's a hemorrhage.
And that's what makes it feel like you said about the thumping pain. It's the,
Yeah,
the
so-
blood actually on the part of the brain. that
Yeah,
makes
so
it-
it bled into my cerebral fluid, which is brain fluid, and to find out whether I had blood in my cerebral fluid, they had to do a lumbar puncture.
Oh.
So that means they had to drive a 6-inch needle into my spine and draw out
Draw the
fluid.
blood.
Because your fluid.
That's
Oh,
meant to be
man.
one of
Your
the most
spine,
painful
yeah.
I've
things a
heard it
human
is the
can
most,
go through.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the most
Oh,
painful
man.
things.
If not the most
It's a
painful.
needle like that. And
Are you
it's
like,
quite a
you're not
thick one.
awake, are you? Surely not.
Yeah, they
Is it
got,
lo-
yeah, you got honestly
Local.
one little wrong move, it could snap your
Yeah.
Spinal cord.
So these doctors are like, do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
sick, like people.
Yeah, so, and that was in Wrexham when they were trying to find out what was wrong with me. I had to have a lumbar puncture. And it was quite funny actually, because I was in pain and they was like, we need to do a lumbar puncture, you know, it's going to be very painful. I was like, just fucking do
Just
it.
do it. Yeah, fair play to you, fair play to you, mate. Honestly.
And then, and go back to the surgery that Manny did, a lot of people think 'cause I had brain surgery, you know, they opened the top and they went through the sunroof. They didn't.
Did they do keyhole surgery?
No, they went through my groin because there's a main
I've
artery.
heard
There's a main
that's,
artery
yeah.
that travels all the way
And
up to your
bleeding.
brain. So you can imagine how intricate that operation must have been.
That's
And
insane.
One little slip and it
That's,
could be
yeah.
What, did they
Game
go all
fatal.
the way through your artery?
all the way through my artery, all the way
With
to the
the
brain.
little...
Yeah.
That's
I'm
Wow,
to
that's
fix an
insane.
aneurysm, which is millimeters thick
like that, isn't
Yeah.
it? They're tiny.
Yeah.
in my brain.
And then
That's
find
insane.
it.
Was there a camera that went?
I don't know.
I'm
I-
assuming
Oh,
there
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have explained the whole procedure to
Yeah.
you, but then again, you're in too much
I'm
pain
one
to
of those
even.
people. If
Yeah,
I
you wouldn't
think- I
listen to
wouldn't
that
wanna
when you're
hear
there,
what's
like,
going
yeah.
on to me. I wouldn't want to know. Just do
Yeah.
it. If
Yeah,
I
I got
Start-
I got a phobia of needles and stuff like that. So I would
They
honestly,
say
I'd
if you're
be
under
I'd be
anaesthesia and you
screwed.
think
Oh.
too much, you can possibly wake up.
Yeah.
So I would never ever.
After
ever
that
wanna-
ordeal, I've got no problem with needles. The amount of
bet you
times I
haven't,
was
mate.
pricked and prodded.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm
now,
surprised you're not covered in tattoos
Tattoos,
now.
I would. I'd get some
Yeah,
big
just
survivor
full
tattoo
coloured
somewhere. 100%.
Blackout tattoos, mate. That's insane. It is insane. So like, you didn't think about any of it when it was happening.
What do you mean? Like,
The
bit
actual
overwhelming, knowing
like
what's
that's what I
going
mean. Like, what was the thought process? Well, you know, I'd be shitting my pants, mate.
well, like I said, no, I didn't.
Even through that pain, I'd
You
still
say
be
you'd be
thinking
shitting your pants,
No,
but I bet when it comes to it, mate, you more process them for
Fight or-
days.
it's
what
fight
you've
or
just
flight,
been
innit,
told.
really? It's
yeah,
fight
no,
or
I
flight.
like I say, I was concentrating on the effect it was having on my family and,
Yeah.
and trying to keep strong for
that's
them.
some boss shit.
So-
That is some boss shit. I'm not gonna, don't want to swear too much, but yeah, that is some boss shit. Honestly.
Was there
Fair
no
play.
moment in time where you were like, oh, why me? Why
No.
I got to go through
No.
this?
No.
Best
when
I know
things
it's
happen
a
to
it
the
is a
worst things
selfish.
happen to the best people, bro.
No, there wasn't, because like I say, it wasn't about me. It was about everyone else around me.
Fair play, mate.
Oh
Because-
God.
You just want to make
because
sure everyone on the
everything-
street.
I'd been through with losing my friends the way I did, and that, and which took me into a dark place.
Yeah.
I was already mentally prepared to go through something like that.
Fair play.
2020 to me was just physical, and my mental fortitude had already been built by then. So,
You know what it is now? It's like, no, you've gone through the worst. What can be worse than that?
Yeah.
well, that's it.
Do you know what I
This
mean?
is why I challenge myself now to do. What I try and say is, do the thing that scares you. If there's something you're nervous about or worried about doing, just do it.
Yeah.
Because what's the worst that can happen if you don't try?
100%.
So would you say that's your main outlook on it now? You've survived this, or
Yeah.
is there other things
yeah,
you'd say?
because I mean, what could possibly challenge me now after going through that challenge?
Yeah, and coming out strong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you look at people differently?
No, I don't look at people differently, really. You know, I try to be empathetic with people who are struggling.
Yeah.
Um,
Were you empathetic before all of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd be empathetic person. Fair play.
Have you given any money to charity since it felt like you've been more to like brain surgeons, charities, and things like that?
No, but you know, I've
Or maybe not necessarily gave money, but more
I've
just
been
how
involved,
Fund-
yeah,
fundraising.
I've been involved with charities, with obviously the Men's Walking and Talking group, which we collaborate with Hope House charity a lot.
We'll go into that in a minute.
I was gonna say-
We'll go into that
working
a bit more.
there
Yeah,
as
I was
well.
gonna say, maybe us three and the other guys, and
Yeah, we
obviously
could
you can
definitely
do
come round,
something all
actually.
together to help raise some money
100%,
for a
Yeah,
specific charity. If you
we're
know.
always looking at coming up with different projects.
What we could do actually is because we've got an Osmo, which is basically like a walk around camera and
vlog
stuff. What we
camera.
could do is come along to one of these walks, and we could like maybe obviously we won't ask any details with that. 'Cause
We'll
obviously,
just
as you say,
speak to everyone.
confidential stuff. But we
Yeah.
can just come, just get involved. Do you know what I'm saying? Speak to a
How
few people that
about-
are up for it. And
Yeah.
So this vlog, this episode will be out Wednesday coming. What will the date?
potentially.
What will the date be? Let me check.
Well, we won't go into that too much because we won't go
well,
into too much at the moment.
Yeah, if it
We'll sort
if
that.
it comes out, it'll be on the 8th. So the day after, which is the 9th, we can go then 'cause it's every
Yeah,
Thursday.
but we'd have to.
So next
yeah.
Thursday we'll.
Because obviously it's a mental health thing. We need to make sure people are comfortable being on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
around
you
it.
know, just ask that, and I'm sure Gaz Williams, the group leader, shout out to Gaz.
Yeah, shouts to
Yeah,
Gaz, good
guys,
lad. Yes.
honestly, if you want to come on, please get in touch.
Yeah, make sure you do. I've been waiting for it. He's a good lad, guys. He's a real good lad.
I'm pretty sure.
He'll be up for helping you guys.
Yeah, brilliant,
So,
brilliant.
Yeah, we'll.
Would you just to touch on this last question in the section? Do you think like your outlook on life has changed a lot since like your experiences, or?
I wouldn't say changed. I would say expanded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
You know, I'm a lot mindful of things, especially the little things, what I call the throwaway moments, like being in a car with a mate and just having a little joke.
Enjoy the little things.
And there's moments like that that you'll forget about, but I'm real conscious of those moments now.
Those core memories you want to remember. forever.
Exactly. Because it is the little things in life, man. It is the little things in life that really do matter when it comes down to it. Like, I mean, obviously you have those big moments that are like your core moments that stick with you, but those like little happy moments that like
Just being grateful for everything.
They keep you okay.
Gratitude has been a big help for my anxiety as well.
Yeah. Would you say you suffered a lot from anxiety after this?
I did, yes, afterwards. So after it happened, I suffered with confidence, anxiety. I felt overwhelmed, exhausted.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was
To be
PTSD
fair,
as well.
This does go into the next question. Like you obviously you recovered physically, but obviously what about mentally when it comes down to everything?
That's a good question.
No, I recovered. I think I recovered mentally before physically, because there was like what I suppose you could say side effects from what happened physically in 2020. The fact that one of my aneurysms I had to have another operation 18 months later, so I had to go back in. 18 months
Did it
later.
go the same way up?
Yeah, they went back up again.
Oh God!
Up the other leg, just to
and
make it even.
they stented it off. And then because I was so weak, I couldn't do much exercise.
Couldn't walk.
No, I could walk in that, but I was just getting exhausted very quickly.
Yeah, of course.
I know the feeling.
Because it was such a traumatic event on your body, basically. And so I ended up I was playing COD all day. Speak to me.
Yeah, can't you speak to the right person
What
here? I'm not gonna lie.
On the PS4.
See, he's got it right already.
And I was eating junk food, and I ended up developing type 2 diabetes.
Oh.
I went up to 18 stone.
That's what I would.
And then that's.
Your belly's knocking it.
And that's when I started walking and eventually getting fitter and healthier.
Brilliant.
So-
How much weight did you lose?
6 stone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah,
But-
you're looking
but-
quite good now, mate. To be fair.
But that didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, no, of course
That
not.
didn't happen
Nothing.
overnight.
Nothing will happen overnight. You've always got to put like
The healing process. It's a journey.
Exactly.
It is a journey.
exactly.
How long did it take for the physical first? The healing process,
Well,
all in.
see the healing journey. That's quite a broad question. I think I will be on a healing journey for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
I think a lot of people
Undoubtedly.
are on some sort of healing journey, and it's continuous.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Whether it be
forever,
mental or
isn't it?
physical. Yeah, for real.
I think it's a process. It's all about progressing and growing as a person,
100%.
and trying to do better every day.
So was it you said you'd started walking and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what led to the men's group?
It is, yeah. I started walking at home by myself because we were still in
Lockdown.
Lockdown a bit every day, and then I heard about the group, the men's walking and talking group, and that's when I joined. And that's when I met Gaz, who I'd already known. I was already friends with Gaz. We actually went to college together, so
nice.
it was a familiar face.
Small world, yeah. Small world.
So yeah.
Is this in Oswald Street?
That's
Is this
in
where you grew up?
that's in Oswald Street.
Also, I met him through Lee.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're like my uncle, my dad, and all this side of the family. They're all from Austria, and they're all about their age as well. So you might know them. I'll touch on that later.
Yeah.
How did you rebuild your confidence? Because obviously your body's let you down a couple of times.
Yeah. So that took a lot. Obviously, to be putting on weight as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That took a lot, and that was just bit by bit every day, trying to get fitter, healthier.
Yeah, no, 100%. Did you start? So obviously, other than the walking, did you go gym or was it just?
No, it was just the walking. I didn't start the gym till about 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. No, you're still though, but you're still locked in on gym.
Yeah.
Fair, but you look really good by the way. Fair play. I go to the gym quite a lot. Well, I go to the gym a lot. You know what I mean? So.
He's lying.
He's lying. He's just got the body of a god for no reason.
So obviously you said you felt isolated for your recovery a little bit, or did you have a lot of people around you that?
No, I was isolated for the first few years after it. Yeah, I felt isolated. To be fair.
So what kept you going when
what
motivation was
motivated
down? What brought you back up?
Just the fact that you just can't give up.
Yeah.
You just can't give up.
100%.
No matter how down you feel, because obviously, like I say, the ways I'd lost friends who'd taken their own lives. I know how mental health can get the better of you.
Yeah.
And that's strange. When I lost my first friend to suicide, that was one pact I'd made with myself. Is that no matter how bad things got, I'd never give up.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful mindset to have. Honestly, it's such a powerful
Especially
mindset
with
to
a
have.
world where men's percentage
Yeah, it's
is
high.
so high. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's why I think it's such an important subject.
Why do you think, men struggle to talk about their issues and
Well, especially men of my generation, it was, mental health was something that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, you're the blokes, you're the man.
Because
get up and go to work.
Probably.
As men, we're expected to be the provider and protector, and to talk about your mental health was seen as a sign of
It was
weakness.
obscene to do it, wasn't
sign
it?
of weakness,
Yeah.
which is why I think it's important that we try and break this emotional silence now.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of people especially even my
A lot of
friends as
people,
well.
again, my dad and his brothers, they're all very reserved. They're your age, they're very quiet. They're trying to be men's men. Do you know what I mean? It's very.
It's a stigma that
It is a
needs to be
stupid stigma.
addressed now.
Let's touch on your book, shall we?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it,
Yeah. So what built? Obviously, what went on?
Obviously,
what made you want to make a book about it?
Okay, so my book. So after it happened, like I say, I was feeling overwhelmed, disconnected. I had pain I didn't have a language for, emotions I couldn't process, and questions I didn't know it was safe to ask.
Yeah.
So I did the only thing that felt real. I wrote.
Yeah.
Because it was the only place I didn't have to pretend.
Yeah, you could just jot whatever.
Yeah, you'd have to hide behind a page
on the page. I didn't have to be strong or positive or keeping it together. So page by page, I poured out the thoughts that I'd never said out aloud. Some of it was messy, some of it was angry, some of it was dark, but occasionally some of it was funny. Because I believe, if you didn't laugh at the absurdity of being human sometimes,
better laugh,
100%.
with
you'd cry yourself a river.
Yeah, literally.
So that writing, raw, unfiltered, honest, eventually became my book.
I'll tell you what though, that cover art is sick. It is.
It's a really good one.
But it was an enjoyable process because.
Is that you in your cover?
No, it's just a. I had a designer.
I actually thought it was you.
It's really good though.
It is.
Looks really good. Where can you pick this up, by the way, just for anyone that just whilst we're on the subject?
If you do want a copy of this, you can pick it up at Amazon.
Yeah.
It's on all formats, including ebook, paperback, hardback, and even audiobook, which was narrated by the talented.
I know my mum's gonna.
You should do your voice narrating it.
Well, that's why I got a professional narrator to narrate it. I didn't think anybody would want to listen to my dulcet tones trying to read a book aloud.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, but the thing is,
raw.
is when you mix the vocals.
But you got
It's gonna
things
bring,
like
it's
this.
going to bring that
You got things-
characteristic.
I
in your actual
sometimes
voice,
listen to
you know what I mean?
audiobooks of Morgan Freeman speaking,
Yeah.
just to like calm me and soothe me.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
So how much was like, how much in this book is about just you healing?
To be honest with you, not a lot. The book is about the events that happen. So basically, I bring the reader front and centre to everything that happens to me, as if they're in the room with me.
That's really good, really good.
So, and my healing journey really only started after it. You know, writing the book didn't heal me overnight, but it gave my pain somewhere to go.
Yeah, but say putting your experience into words help you like kind of just like understand it a bit more.
Yeah, well, and it helped me get it out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Which is an expression of emotion, which is very important for men who are struggling.
course
It's
it
a very
is.
powerful expression.
That's why I
as well.
started like making music originally.
Yeah.
Lockdown. to
Onto
talk
your
on.
book, yeah. What would you say? Is there a sentence or a paragraph in the book that's like is rememberable to you? That mean like one part.
What's your
of the
favourite
book?
part of that, basically?
No, but something that stands out. Is there a part that you've put into the book that is the most part of the book that stands out to you?
Or was like hard to
Yeah.
write, or
Yeah.
when you read
Or
it now,
just
you
one
think
at a
of
time,
the-
guys.
It's on
No,
the level
'cause
you go,
I know what he's
yeah.
trying to say, but it's
I can't
it's
get
Dexy's first time in front of
Yeah,
the
no,
camera.
I
no.
don't like it. Scares me.
No, well, there's lots of memorable parts of the book. I mean, there's the bit in Wrexham Hospital, and when they actually gave me something to relieve me of the pain, and they gave me morphine, pure morphine, into my veins. I went on this mega sort of like trip, and I explain that vividly in the book.
Some Rick and Morty shit.
That was it was basically it was very much like that, and so that was funny. And then there's the most sort of like intense bit is when I'm writing those texts to my siblings the night before my operation, thinking that could have been my last night.
I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, it's gonna. I really can't wait to read
I'm
this.
gonna get
My
listen
mum's
to the
gonna love
audiobook
this. She
when I'm
loves
home.
like true stories and stuff, like, especially when it comes down to short of it.
Where
I'm just
can
gonna
you find
read
the
it.
audiobook?
On Amazon.
On Amazon,
yeah.
Audible.
How much is that?
To be honest, I don't even know. About
Oh.
six.
Oh yeah, I'm paying for that when I get back. I'm listening to that the way I brought my headphones, mate. I'm
Yeah,
prepared.
but
What kind of keeps you chuffed nowadays? What do you do for motivation nowadays and keep yourself tied in?
Well, like I say, I've started the gym, so I try and I'm trying to keeping that routine.
Yeah.
There's the men's walking and talking group on Thursday, and there's the men's mental health group, which I'm involved with as well.
Yeah.
So it's been involved with
What's
all
the
these
is that
different
like
initiatives.
Is that like a circle thing? Like you sit down.
So the
in a
men's
circle?
mental health group, that's on a Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at the Senior Citizens Club. Now that's where we sit down like in a circle, and there's all sorts of men at different parts of their journeys. Some men that go there are right in the thick of it, and they just need a voice.
Yeah.
To voice out what's on their mind.
Or just people with similar experiences.
And there's other men who've been through it, and so they give their perspective on whatever situation somebody may be in, and it's good because you can get different perspective from different guys who've lived through stuff.
What would you say you took your life for granted before?
No, not.
What
with
did you
the-
do prior to like growing up? And that? Like actually, what have you done prior in life to like?
We didn't touch on that.
Oh, yeah,
so I know
yeah,
about the
yeah.
DJ, and we had a conversation about music and stuff.
Yeah, no. So music has been a big part of my life. You know, I used to DJ at a local club in Oswestry, and then I started my own nights after that, and DJ'd up and down the country here and there. I haven't DJ'd for many years, but I'm still into the music. I still go to the events. And
I'm a big human. Everyone loves a bit of music, man.
And I think there's something about going to these events and listening to music that you love and actually getting lost in the music.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like some people's escape.
Yeah.
It's one of his escapes. Isn't it?
Everyone we've had on the podcast so far has pretty much
It's
said
just been
about
music
being like
it's
international language.
It is.
Do you
It
know
is,
what I mean?
and it has such a healing aspect, I think, as well.
Yeah,
So-
100%. Yeah, so
Would you write another book on instead of like a follow up of this? Would you do like a mental health one from all the stories you've
I don't know.
heard?
So the reason I was able to write the book is because obviously we're in lockdown, and obviously I was recovering,
A lot of time.
so I wasn't working, so I had that time to lock in and focus on,
Yeah.
on writing a book. A lot of people who've read my book, a lot of friends and family have been goading me to write another book. They keep saying, "Oh, you know, when are you going to write another book? When are you going to write another
you
book?"
could do like a follow up thing, like of how I am now.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing.
You could
now.
actually call it that.
Yeah.
2026.
I'm
how I
very
am now.
creative as well, so if you need any
10
help
years
with
on,
it,
do it in
by all means,
2030, 10 years later.
You know, I do
All
keep getting asked to write another book, and I keep jokingly saying, you know, I'd rather not have the content to go through the content.
Yeah.
to
No,
write
of
another
course,
book,
of course.
To be honest with you.
What's going to be next? Like, yeah.
How long ago did you actually write this book then?
2021.
So it was just after this. Oh, okay.
2021, I got straight on it after it.
And it took how long?
Yeah, members of the public.
So the book actually took about 4 months to write, to get the content down, and then it took another 3 months to publish, which is another process that I enjoyed, which I'd never done before. Is publishing my own book. So and
How many
and
pages is it?
What would you say to
It's
someone?
not a long book. It's only a short book.
121.
Oh.
I mean, that's still 121 pages of writing.
Yeah,
And it's the point about it is it's
just
a deep.
it's just over the cusp of what a book should be, which is 30,000 words.
What would you
Brilliant.
say to somebody at home who's got trauma to write about, considering writing about it?
I would say, start writing. Just start writing. Doesn't matter where you start. Just do it. Believe it or not, when I started writing my book, the first thing I wrote about was the aneurysm. The last thing I wrote was the actual introduction.
Okay, yeah.
So as long as you just start writing, because I think once you start writing, you'll find that it'll start flowing. So and because you can worry about the structure of the story and whatever afterwards.
Yeah.
Just get all the content.
Yeah,
out.
100%.
Just get all the content out
Was
there.
it like a spontaneous thing? You just picked up pen and paper and was like, yeah.
I just started typing.
You typed it
You
instead.
typed it up, yeah. Was there like a certain chapter that was like quite difficult to write? Obviously, I know all of it's going to be quite difficult realistically.
I wouldn't say quite difficult. It was quite fun. It was quite enjoyable to write, but the most difficult part, I keep going back to it, was that night before my operation.
Of course.
So it didn't reopen any sort of...
Didn't reopen any wounds, but
as such.
you know, I remembered how it felt. Typing those texts out.
Yeah,
those
just
final
kind of go
texts
over
out.
it in your head as it goes on, of course. And you like replaying it and stuff. Honestly, it traumatized me.
Yeah.
What surprised you most about the writing process and getting the whole process in general?
Is
as a whole?
Is how I always took to it like a duck to water. I've never been an academic person. I actually failed English in school twice, so go figure. But
Me and you both, honestly.
it was how enjoyable I found it, actually sitting there and getting into what they call a flow state. Once I started, it just
Nice.
Before you know it, it's
That's
been a few
really good,
hours and you got it all out.
Should we set a goal? If this gets a certain amount of views, you have to do a follow-up.
I thought you were going to say for him to write a
Oh no, I'm not writing a book.
I wouldn't.
I don't, like when I was doing martial arts and stuff back in the day, I did like write like a little manual for myself, and that was like.
But that's in words that Josh knows.
That's in picture words.
That's in stick figures and arrows, wingdings.
So getting straight back into it, we've already asked about this. We may as well ask again just for this part. Why do you think it's so hard for men to like open up? In your opinion, anyway.
There's a lot of reasons.
Pride probably being one of them.
Yeah, like you mentioned that before about pride.
Pride, shame. You know, a lot of men are ashamed to admit. You know,
It's like you said, men are meant to be the provider. We're meant to be the tough figure.
Protector and provider. Yeah, that's right. And so I think a lot of men feel ashamed when they're struggling with their mental health.
Yeah.
Because it's not a manly thing to be doing, is it? Do you know
So
what I
it's
mean? That's
hard
what
for
they say.
them to reach out.
Do you not think it'll come to a point where that narrative's gone and it's like we all speak about?
Well, if anything, it's getting worse over time, isn't it? Even though
That's what I believe.
Men are talking about it now.
It's
The rate is still going higher and higher.
Do you think society is improving in that area where men's more like they're stepping forward a bit more to speak about their problems?
I do personally, but that's because of the
Stuff
groups
you
that
see.
I'm involved with. You know, and so,
Well,
I am seeing a difference in men's mental health and the sport out there for them.
I think just because of groups that you're involved in, of course, like those are the reasons why men are now speaking out a lot more, 100%, because it's becoming a bit more of a normal thing for men to do nowadays. Obviously, it's still got that. You've still got that area of like, well, that grey area where people still don't want to speak out, and like they're still. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's the misconception.
Maybe, well, hopefully, because men do need to start speaking out, because it's not necessarily like, it's not a weakness. It's not a weakness if you're going through something at the end of the day.
I've always said your voice isn't a weakness; it's a tool.
Exactly.
That's it.
How important would you think role models are to changing the attitudes towards men?
I think they are quite important. You know, because if you got somebody positive and encouraging, it can encourage somebody to open up, which is why I share my stories to prove that opening up isn't a weakness. In fact, it's where things start to change. Because I mean, for a long time, I kept things to myself. I told myself I was fine, but it doesn't really work like that.
Lying to yourself.
Things don't just disappear; they build up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes seeing somebody else be honest and open about what they've been through to give yourself a little nudge and think, you know, right, maybe I don't have to do this alone.
It's bottling it up. Sometimes people bottle, like me, myself included, I bottle things up, bottle it up, and then one time we'll just crash.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. As men, like you just we end up crashing out. Like we end up like. Yeah, it's not good. You always should talk.
I feel like I surprise myself every time. Like I do bottle things up because I feel like sometimes I don't feel like I'm bottling things up, but then when the outspurt happens and everything comes out, I realise how much I actually was. Yeah.
Talking about role models, have any of you watched that Manosphere?
Manosphere, yeah. What do you think of that with Luther?
Yeah, well, I don't know that influencer. I just think it's quite concerning that young men are being influenced like that.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't either.
I have. Yeah.
I will watch it.
Why? What?
He like interview? He spends the day with like HS Tiki Toki.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that on Netflix?
Yeah, you know we were doing about the hand signal with that guy. I can't remember what his name is.
No,
not Andrew Tate. There's like another guy he's friends with.
Andrew Wilson.
Something like that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and he's just talking to them about their lives and like you get the wrong idea.
It's Andrew Wilson. It's the person that you said you didn't like. Yeah, it's Andrew Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, the one who has a wife and kids at home, provides for them, and then he goes out and sleeps with who that, and then...
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
So speaking on what you just said about, what's one message you wish every man or younger man or you wish could hear?
Well, message is to just reach out.
Yeah.
If you're struggling. Yeah.
Like I said in probably every single episode since this, like you need a good team around you. You need people around you, a good support system. Good people, like with good mindsets.
Some people are good as a lone soldier.
No, by all means, if you're good,
deal with it better.
If you're good at like being on your own and stuff, then obviously you're just that
But
type
that's
of
when
person,
again, everyone needs support behind them.
That's what I mean.
Do you know, my opinion is I don't think the NHS, like the mental health side of things, isn't as strong as...
It's not seen as a physical thing, do you know what I mean? So again, there should be money in the NHS for mental as well as physical health.
If not more than the physical.
Don't get me wrong, I think that I've got Asperger's and I got a few things wrong with me. I'm not going to touch into it, but I think NHS has helped me a lot. To be honest, I do. I think that they've pointed me in the right directions when it comes down to it. Like obviously, some things have been frustrating and stressful by all means, but
I can see the frustration with the NHS, but at the same time,
they do their thing.
They saved my life.
Exactly.
Pros and cons. Do you know what I mean?
So, obviously, I didn't go for anything life-threatening like you, but I've been through the really down stages of my life and stuff like that, and they brought me out of it. Obviously, my team have as well by all means, and my friends and my family, but ultimately, it's been them that's actually helped me and get me on the right track to actually.
Before I lose what I was going to say to what Blake said, is there a message you would wish? Is there a message you could give to your younger self?
That's a good one.
Obviously, not giving them knowledge about what's going to happen, but is there something you'd?
It's to not be ashamed to seek help, as in swallow your pride, because like I say,
you're gonna need it soon.
Like I say, I tried to soldier on for 5 days after having a brain hemorrhage, which is absolutely stupid.
You could have obviously ended up in a much worse state than you are now. So 100%, thank God.
The fact you beat the odds though. 5 days of a bleed on the brain to then write a book, and
there's people who die instantly from bleeds on the brain. Do you know what I mean? It can be a big thing.
And before we move off of the subject of the book, I remember you saying it did well on Amazon, and so the fact that you've gone through all that and then wrote a book that's potentially save people's lives.
Yeah, well,
It's-
I mean, it did all right, but the thing that touched me was the feedback I got from it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I probably said it wrong. It sounds like.
From the book, off various people.
Did you have any people like reach out to you?
Yeah, I did. It's funny. I had an email off a guy in Australia who'd read my book, and he'd emigrated there. He used to live in the UK, and he worked in the NHS.
Yeah.
And he emailed me saying how much he enjoyed my book and how much he enjoyed how I perceived the NHS and what they did. It was, and I had especially when it was first released, I did have quite a few messages which did encourage me. Like,
Good.
That's good.
I bet that's like that brings you more like
Motivation.
motivation
Yeah,
to maybe write a second one.
I haven't even read that one. I think you should write a second one.
Yeah, just hearing the story as well.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I
hoping
mean.
you go. I really am manifesting you go through something amazing in the next future. Then you can write the year that saved my life.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 100%. That'd be good. Do you think there's any like just talking on going back to the subject of like men's mental health? Do you think that there's like a misconception when it comes down to mental health?
Misconceptions.
So like I know back in the day, like, they used to think it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they did, and it wasn't widely recognised.
Yeah.
But because mental health is such a broad spectrum,
Yeah.
it can range from anxiety to depression to PTSD.
To schizophrenia, to like a lot of different like, sides of it.
And I think a lot
Hasn't
of
got a
it
face
gets-
either. None of it.
No, I think a lot of it just gets blanketed over with one sort of like
Yeah, one area,
description,
just autism.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's,
But the
Instead of,
thing
like,
is, right, is
differentiating the
I
actual.
suppose it's just educating people on it.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's like when my mum and nan were younger and that autism, whatever else, wasn't
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah,
you
like
were
it
just
was
you were just
Just
tapped.
something, yeah,
You just put-
asylum.
There
You-
was,
yeah, you
there was
literally-
a movie that came up. I can't remember. It's an American movie, and it's about this lad that he's got some type of autism, and he loves American football. And these like jockeys bully him and everything, and the coach makes him as part of the team and stuff. Like it's based on a true
I
story.
think I've seen that.
I can't remember what it's called, but I was really invested in it, and it's like similar to that. Like back then, anything that was wrong, they didn't have a clue about. Loads of mental health things. You think. Back then, if somebody killed themselves, it's not due to their mental health. It's just they've done something wrong. But like, in an instance, if you get what I mean.
It's mad. I remember. I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I remember me, Lee, and our mate Sev were pulling up to Sev's house. It must have been at like 11 at night. And Lee spotted it. Some guys ran straight across the road where the old Bellies in Shrewsbury, and this guy's just jumped over the fucking bridge, and he's hanging off, and we've all had to run and like grab him, sobbing. I can't see my kids and that. Bro, that shit fucked me up. Sev ran in the house, turned his phone off for like 3 days.
Me and Derry stopped the lad jumping off the bridge, off Welsh Bridge.
And
before.
yeah, the
So, I mean,
worst part
it's
is
we were
so
holding.
much
We
of
were
it is
literally
usually
leaning
like
through the gaps, holding.
everywhere.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
The
it's
worst,
everywhere.
Of course.
the worst part is right is the police took him. They didn't say anything to us. Like we pretty much saved his life.
Yeah.
They didn't say piss all. Put him in the car and he went. And the worst part is he probably didn't even get any help.
Yeah, of course. No, some people get sectioned for things like that.
Yeah, but well,
With no
But
repercussions.
some people, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so like the sectioning is like sometimes it's valid and it's needed because like
Yeah,
they're about to
100%.
hurt themselves. Like they,
well, that's the only way you can get sectioned these days is if
Yeah,
you're a
that's
harm
what I
to
mean.
yourself or the public.
yeah, exactly. And it's
But even then,
well, if you're harm to the public, it's not a section. It's a
prison
sentencing.
sentence.
It's a sentencing. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Or
it
mental,
depends.
you
It
can
depends
get
on
mental
the
health sentencing, which means you go to a mental institute.
institute. Yeah.
Institute. That's it.
Tell us about the walking talk route then.
Yeah, let's get into that.
So the Men's Walking and Talk group is a group I started attending about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's where a group of men meet up every week and we just go out for a walk and a talk.
Sometimes that's what you need as
Yeah,
well.
and some people, some guys just turn up just because they're feeling disconnected and they want to be a part of something. You don't have to talk on the group walk.
Sometimes company again is all
Yeah.
you need.
That's it.
Just-
That's
Exactly.
it.
That's all you
It's
need.
just, and I think there's something in the fact that you're doing light exercise, you're walking, so you're having that sense of progression. You're moving forward, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
It's a real
which
calming
helps.
atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
When you get, as soon as you get, it's weird. As soon as you get there, it's just
Relaxing.
chilled. Yeah, it's proper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
even
well,
I think
obviously,
that.
yeah, Blake, you've been on it.
It is real. Like
Have you been to the
I've
walk
been
and
to
talk?
twice,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
I've been with
okay.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you a question as like an outsider. I know you have your own sort of like mental health side of things.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you did? Obviously, you said it was calming, but what else?
You know me, I don't really like speaking to people.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But
I'm very antisocial, but even then, like it's calming.
Did you open up at all?
Huh?
Did you open up with anybody that way you're speaking?
No, I just went for the vibes. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, but that's but sometimes
that's how we met, and that's how
yeah,
this
exactly.
has come about.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I went with Lee, maybe like a month ago, and
What impact have you seen? Like, is there a specific person that this group has really had an impact on as well, other than yourself, of course?
And
That
Gaz,
and
obviously,
yeah, but
shouts to Gaz again.
yeah, shout out to Gaz, of course. But what impact have you seen it have on the group of people? And their lives?
Such a positive impact.
Yeah.
I mean, I was speaking to some of the guys at the last walk, obviously telling them about the podcast, so I was trying to get some information about what they got out of the walk.
Yeah, brilliant.
And a lot of them said, you know, that it's really helped them. Some of them suffer with anxiety, and they said that the walking and talk group has really helped with them.
Okay, I can't wait to come down and meet some of you guys. Honestly, I reckon it'll be really fun. Really, just even if there's no cameras and it's just a general conversation with people.
So
opens your eyes a lot.
Yeah,
What you're,
for sure.
What you've got.
The impact it's had is massive, I think.
What's the age range of people you've got that come?
From obviously 18 is the youngest, because it's for 18s and overs only, up into we've got people in their 60s.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'd like to go
Nice.
pure fact. I've seen on social media somewhere there was once somebody who posted something. It was if like
Maybe
men ages like 60 and like 18, all of you send messages to each other that you want your future self or younger self to know, and they were like giving advice.
That's actually really
they were
good
like,
point
so it'd be
actually
nice to
try.
ask, like, 'cause I like, why do you know when they say older people are wise? It's
Yeah,
like
of
they don't
course.
just. A lot of people, especially our age, think that they're just full of shit. They're just waffling on to us, but it's not. They tell you quite useful advice sometimes.
Yeah,
Like a lot of the stuff my granddad told me when I was younger, if I put it into everyday perspective, it's bang on. Do you know what I mean? Moving the mic.
What would you say to someone that's nervous about attending to it?
Just turn up. There's lots of guys who are on the fence about coming. We get new members every week. I think the misconception is that they're going to feel pressured into talking about their life
and
personal
judged.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not like that. Just
It's
turn
not.
up. If you want to talk. If you
Yeah.
just want to come and have a walk, if you just want to be a part of something,
And yeah,
just turn up.
like Blake said, he just
There's
went
just
for
a
the
it's
vibes.
a relaxed atmosphere there. Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I went, I was on my phone the whole time trying to do my World Cup fantasy league, trying to build the team because the World Cup was starting, so I was being proper antisocial. But I remember coming to that one with Lee when I can't remember where it was, but it was some like room, and everyone sat down having like coppers and that was like pretty good.
Just chilled.
Orange building, I just can't remember where it was, but not far from the square.
I can't remember. I don't
You were there.
Was I?
Yeah, I remember you being there, but that was quite funny. You do have a laugh there and that, and they don't judge. To be fair.
No.
Everyone's there for their own reasons. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And they're all there for
Exactly.
the same reason as well, to be a part
Like
of
you said
something
before,
again.
some people are like at different stages, aren't they? So some people have like they're still going through it, and there's some people that have like come way finished and they're just there for
But
like
that's what I'm
support.
saying.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. 'Cause somebody could turn up there who's our age,
There was
late
guys when I
30s,
went. There
early
was
20s.
guys my age.
There could be someone at early 20s who's going through something that somebody who's there who's 50 years old has already been through,
it,
and they can
exactly.
help. That's what I mean.
And when you've got somebody who's been through it,
Yeah.
it makes it easy. Well, I say that, but people deal with stuff differently.
He
you know what I
might
mean?
say something that might impact the way you were thinking about the thing in the first place.
True. Why would you say like these groups are needed more than ever now?
Just because of the obviously suicide is the highest
Rate of-
reason for
Yeah.
Men's
That's
deaths
it.
at the moment.
It's
Yeah.
a pandemic.
Even do you know
So
the
it
biggest
is a
killer in
pandemic,
the
so
work
that's-
work industry is also suicide.
Yeah.
In that any work industry, that's crazy.
Yeah, of course.
that
Because
is.
because
It's all suicide.
Yeah, that's why I think it's important. These groups are about more than ever.
yeah,
So,
100%. As we said before, like the men's mental health has always been like something that's kind of like brushed under the table. Not really like, well, not just men's mental health. Like we keep saying this as well. It's general mental health. Like women's mental health as well as the
Yeah,
exact
yeah.
same,
I
like
mean,
it's
the only reason I'm an advocate for men's mental health is because that's what
predominantly you, man, yeah.
what I know about mostly. you
Yeah,
know,
of course,
so.
of course.
Would you say them lads of the group played a big part in your recovery,
mental
or
side of it
your
anyway.
recovery as we go on? Because I can't say just.
Yeah.
As
just-
my recovery as we go on, yeah, they did play a part, but I'd like to think that I'm giving back
Yeah,
to them
yeah.
because obviously with the
You're the more strong-minded.
Yeah, well, it's not
Well,
that.
that-
It's just
that-
like he's been through it already,
well,
right?
that's why I I written presented a talk for the group.
Yeah. Which I was actually going to ask you. What was the reason for presenting a talk to the men's walk and talk group, and what was the impact that they had on it?
Well, basically, so I wrote and presented a talk for the men's walking and talking group, which I presented at a local business called Cafe Schumer. Shout out to Cafe Schumer, brilliant cafe. If
We
you've
will
been there.
pause the video here and put a clip in of you talking.
There is no clip.
Is there not?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
got it.
Don't
Never
listen
mind
to
then.
Blake, okay?
No, there is no clip. But yeah, no. So I presented a talk about my story and what I'd been through, and the idea was to show that it's okay to open up about your stories, and in the hope to encourage other guys to open up about what they've been through.
Yeah.
Which I think worked, because in the group walks after that, I had men who I hadn't really spoken to on the group coming up to me and talking to me about their stories.
Nice. That's because
To
again,
open
that's
up the gateway for them to
that's
be able
it,
to
yeah,
open
that's it.
themselves up.
Would you say listening to other people's experiences has helped you heal, or
It does help. It does help, because I'm all for opening up and talking about what you're going through. I think it's very important. So, listening to other people's stories can give you a different perspective on things.
Yeah, like what have you learned from that? What have you learned from like listening to other people's stories and stuff like that? Is there anything that you've like specifically like took out of it?
Nothing I specifically took out of it, but it's the fact that we've all got our own different struggles and we all handle it in different ways.
100%,
Would you say what you went through shaped you into being a better person?
Wouldn't say it shaped me into being a better person. It has changed my perspective a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
well, you never know what's going to happen, so you can't really
Yeah, you
pinpoint
can't-
it on
yeah,
the
of
fact
course
that
not.
it's made me stronger, because
Yeah.
for all you know, you could walk out this door, now any of us, something
Yeah.
worse than what's already happened could happen, and then you got to rebuild.
We've
Like,
got to cross
straight
But
it.
up
everything
You've been through
also-
enough, man.
Everything's
No,
on
no.
levels, isn't it? So like
Yeah.
somebody could go through something that's not even a fraction as bad as what you went through, but they could feel 10 times worse after in their own brain, because
Well, that's
everybody's
it.
mental health works differently.
Yeah,
do you
yeah, I
know
know.
what mean?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
where showing your perspective on
Yeah.
things
Exactly, yeah.
helps.
In your opinion, what does like real support look like when it comes down to these things?
Real support. I mean, I think it's just being present
Yeah.
for somebody. You don't even have to talk to them. Sometimes just listening to them, just listening to somebody can save a life, even if you
Yeah.
don't
Even
know them.
making them laugh 10 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
Laughter, it cures it,
Yeah.
man.
So
I'm
Laughter,
telling
yeah,
you.
laughter can
So
cure
it's
a
just
lot of things.
something as simple as just being present
Yeah.
for that person.
No, no.
5-minute chat can change a lot.
Yeah.
Here's
That's why
one.
it annoys me and stuff. Like when you got a friend, you should always answer your phone to your friends. You should always fucking. It doesn't matter if it's something silly or something. They could literally be messaging you like saying, "Yo, you okay?" Just because they're feeling down. Do you know what I mean? And they just want to have a conversation with you. So
Sounds weird, but that's why I
take
leave
care of
my,
your friends.
that's why I leave
That's
my
the moral of the
phone
story,
on loud at
honestly.
night. That's why I leave it on loud at night. Anyone rings me.
Exactly.
But
You
you've
know,
got,
exactly.
what do they say about friends as well? You've got those 6 p.m. friends and the 3 a.m. friends. The 6 p.m. friends are the people you go out, your acquaintances, you drink with, blah blah blah. You got the real friends that you can ring them at 3 a.m. need help and they'll be there for you.
100%. I'd like to think that all of us have like all of our group of friends we've got.
Mate, you could ring me 5 a.m. when I'm.
You're not ringing me
We
at
have got a
5
very
a.m.
good
I'll wake
support group
up.
when it
Yeah.
comes to like all of us. We all appreciate each other.
You could ring me at 3 in the morning for a phone charger. I'm there. I'm there. I'm there, and
You
I'm
can ring me at
square.
8 a.m. to wake me up for work, and that's it. Other than that, leave me alone.
So what does like obviously you've been through and you've shown a lot of resilience, but what does that mean to you when it comes to
Resilience. This means never giving up. Don't
Yeah.
give up.
No matter what life chapter you type shit, like just always just keep walking forward. Like
How did you maintain such a sense of humour whilst you were going through it? Like you said, it's dark humour in the book. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I've always been a sarcastic fucker.
yeah,
And I'll always try and see a positive out of any situation, even if that's.
It's the best mindset to have, though.
it's a powerful
even if
mindset
that
to have.
makes, even if that means making that situation seem funny in some shape, fashion, or form.
If it's within that book, right, it will help people, especially if they're going through something and it's like you're on a really serious subject, but then you drop a joke, it'll make them chuckle, it'll make them feel better about their situation. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Laughter, man. It's
It's
powerful.
true.
What's something that like matters to you more now that perhaps didn't matter to you before? Is there anything?
So as we know now,
Yeah.
I think quite the opposite. I think a lot of things don't matter to me more now. Now that sounds stupid.
Oh no, I get what you mean. It's quite
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
don't
yeah.
but
I
mean,
feel that.
I don't sweat the small stuff anymore. I don't get mad over
That's what I struggle with the
menial
most.
little things that would normally annoy somebody. Just let it go. You know, it's really not that
Yeah.
important in the
Oh,
grand scale of things.
I've learned that over little things, and altercations, things like that, like arguments or even just situations. It's just best just to leave them if they're going to be like a burden on you, basically.
What's something that come out of such a difficult experience?
Sorry?
What's something positive that come out of such a difficult experience?
A lot of things, really. The fact that I can now help other men who are struggling,
Yeah.
just from that just from those various events that happened to me, and I think helping other men who are struggling is a massive positive impact
Yeah.
to come out of something that was so negative.
Yeah.
Maybe now your destiny is to build a platform to
So yeah, maybe that
Really-
is it.
really
Maybe that was
push.
God. Maybe that was God's
Yeah,
sign.
well, maybe this is
Or
where
the
I
universities.
need help from young
We
guns
can-
like you.
We are here.
Yeah,
we are
we'll
here,
make a
yeah.
deal
With
then.
social media and all that.
You should
I'm
travel,
yeah,
travel around
my
and
job,
do
well,
different
it's not a
walks
job,
in different
like some
places
hobby,
and
but yeah.
talks.
we'll make a deal with you then. You write a second book and we'll help you promote it.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get you
We'll-
back.
no,
We'll get you
but
back on for an
if-
episode 2 as well
yeah.
for what's called for the next one.
If you do want help with the social media, so we're
We can-
definitely.
I'm really good. I'm really good.
Yeah,
At it.
we
Like,
can all
honestly,
help
really good at
for
it.
sure. If you actually want to take it serious, then
I like
we
you
can
guys.
speak about that in the
Yeah.
vlog on.
Yeah, by all means, by all
Thursday,
means.
Well, we've got some fast fire questions for you, alright?
All right, okay.
Yeah. So 3 words that describe your journey.
Healing, progressive,
Yeah.
and insightful.
Nice.
Good, yeah.
Carry on, you can do it.
Yeah. We got one lesson 2020 taught you.
To get help sooner.
Yeah.
Well, you got
Reach
it.
out.
Luckily
Yeah,
you
reach
got
out.
it in time,
If something's wrong, reach out. Don't be scared. Don't let your pride get in the way.
One thing you're grateful for every day.
Waking up.
Life.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Amen.
I
Amen.
don't know. I
amen.
quite like my sleep sometimes, mate. I do.
And your food.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All
I
right.
didn't need to
All right.
making my mental health low now.
Shots fired.
Who inspired you during your recovery? During your journey / recovery?
Nobody really inspired me. I think
Your family.
they inspired. Yeah, my family inspired me, but I've found inspiration since then from other people.
Like the messages that you said before.
There's a guy called Liam Ward, I think, but he goes under the moniker of the Chemo King, or the King of Chemo, on Instagram and that, on his socials.
Yeah.
And basically, he's got terminal brain cancer.
Oh, I've seen him and he's doing the I've seen
and
him.
he
Running,
was
does
only-
the
yeah,
running
God
and
bless
stuff.
him, man.
He was,
sponsors
he was
and
only
money
given
and
till
stuff.
last year life to live, and he's still going.
And he's still
And
alive, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I know God still
And
gives
he's
provides him a
trying to
better life.
raise
You know what I'm saying?
the most amount of money for cancer awareness without donation. So basically, he's using this platform. So the more followers he gets, the more sponsorships, and that's what he.
And he put straight back into
Yeah.
That's
the,
what pushes it straight
that's
back in,
amazing,
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So
Fair
it's
play
people,
to
it's people like that
Shout
inspire
it
me.
on,
100%.
shout out him.
But it's the same with yourself. Even though you haven't got the biggest social media,
Yeah.
you're exactly the same as him in that way.
You're on
but
your way though,
you
you're on
are,
your way.
yeah.
You're starting
You're doing
journey
your
now,
part
so I
for
mean,
it.
yeah.
Right.
You've gone through enough journeys anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get a positive one on
Final
board.
quick fire question: what does happiness look like you? What does happiness look like to you today?
Easy for you to say. Happiness is just peacefulness.
Yeah.
It's being at
Peace.
being at peace with yourself.
If you could speak to yourself at the start of 2020, what would you say?
At the start of 2020,
Yeah.
fucking brace yourself.
What do you hope
Get
readers
ready.
What do you hope readers take away from your book?
I hope that they take away. I hope they find it entertaining, and I hope they take away the fact that you should never give up. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, because
And
even when you're being told that like you've got a life-threatening thing or not like coming or like happening, should I say, like you can still always be just positive, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
just no matter what, stay positive because you don't know the outcome no matter what. Like
What's the biggest misconception people have about your recovery, or about recovery?
About recovery, misconception.
That's deep.
Yeah,
I couldn't
It
even answer
is.
that, I don't think. You're being horrible now.
You technically know you're still recovering now because it's always going to live and
well,
sit
yeah,
with you.
like I say, it's never a finished. It's never a finished job.
Have you had any
It's something-
scares or worries since?
I don't think you can worry about much more after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean scares.
Nah,
like,
but
has
I know what you
anything
mean.
come back or happened
Yeah.
since?
No, not since I had the second operation to stent off the second aneurysm.
That's good then.
But no, hasn't been any sort of like serious health issues.
Good,
In
glad.
fact,
You're the healthiest you've
I'm
been.
healthier and fitter than I have been in the last
Yeah,
10,
mate.
15 years.
Good.
That's good.
Exactly.
Keep it going.
And that's
as
because
well.
of obviously
Keep
the
up.
walk and talk groups.
Yeah.
Obviously,
While we're on the deep questions, what are you hoping that people take from hearing your story today?
Yeah, like the people who are struggling in silence.
People that are
like,
watching
yeah.
this, what do you hope?
What message you want to give out to them?
Is to reach out if you're struggling. You know, there's support groups out there, and I think it's really important.
And honestly,
not to suffer in silence.
Yeah, perfect. Literally.
What does hope mean to you after everything you've been through?
Hope. I'm going to sound like a broken record now. Hope means to me to carry on.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Don't worry about sounding like that. It's actually what's good about translation.
Looking back, what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of?
Could be anything. Could be like the
I'd be
book,
proud of this, mate.
your
You've got a
talk.
book.
I am proud of the book, but
Survival.
I've got to give myself credit. I'm proud of the way I handled it. Proud of myself.
You sound
Yeah,
like
man.
right fighter, man. I'm
100.
really excited to read the book. I am.
I'm me.
Literally.
I actually am, to be fair.
I really can't wait to read it as well. It's going to be
So
really
talking of the
really
book,
good.
what's the next chapter for
Yeah.
you?
What's the next chapter for Oliver Morrison?
Next chapter for me is just to carry on with the sport groups and finding different avenues,
Yeah.
maybe social medias
100%.
to spread awareness for the.
Have you got a
for
TikTok by any chance?
No, I haven't.
I did say to him,
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
help
honestly,
him
we'll
with
have
that.
to-
tell you what, we'll get you. Do you know what Discord is?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll talk you through it before you leave, and we'll get you set up into
I'm
our
such a
Discord, right?
dinosaur.
Yeah.
It'll get- and so what we'll do is we'll get you in a call, and
Get
we
your
will
Call of
literally.
Duty, mate. You can get your
Yeah,
advance.
100%, literally 100%. And what we'll do is we'll just talk you through everything. Literally, we'll talk you through all the ins and outs of stuff like that,
Yeah.
anything, and then
Yeah, cool.
we can help you set up your TikTok as well. We can even promote
We
it for
can
you as
promote
well.
it
By
for
all
you
means,
as
we'll
well,
put you
yeah.
all
Well,
over our channel anyway.
So
So-
we'll get you in the Discord, talk through everything, and then Thursday
yeah,
we can actually help you at the
yeah.
group,
By all
set
means.
it up.
Yeah.
Anything,
No, no.
anything you need when it comes down to things like by all means.
All you gotta
like,
do is give
message
us
me,
a
I will add
message.
you on
Yeah.
Facebook and just message me about anything.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that, guys.
Yeah.
That's
Right
it's
then.
been a pleasure to have you on, my mate.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much.
Before we wrap it up completely,
Yeah.
promote yourself.
What's your Instagram? What's your socials, my mate?
Well, I'm on Facebook as Oliver Twisted Morrison. I'm on Instagram as Ollie Twisted, I think.
So they'll be on the screen.
Yeah,
don't
they'll all
worry.
be.
They'll all be there.
somewhere.
But more importantly, I just want to give a shout out to the men's walking and talking group,
Yeah.
especially in this area. You've got one in Telford, which meets at TGI Fridays, Southwater, on Friday nights at 7 o'clock. Shrewsbury
We were there yesterday.
at the Blue Gates opposite
We
St
are-
Chad's.
And we are currently actually
7
trying to
o'clock.
we're honestly trying to get hold of you guys as well. So if any of you guys see this and can get us in touch with the person that runs that as well,
I
we'd
can
be.
do that for you.
Oh, brilliant! There you go.
Done it.
Guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't listen to him, no.
Brilliant.
Guys, if you've made it through this far, then make sure you come next time.
Yeah.
No excuses about you
No
doing
gardening.
gardening. No hangovers. Wake up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed,
Yeah.
and in this seat, mate. Yeah.
And obviously there's the Osler Street group, which is 7 o'clock Red Square on a Thursday night.
You'll see that anyway from the vlog. But.
But if you just
We
want
will
to
put something up with all the times and everything that's on
Let's
there, yeah.
if you just want to come and have a chat with some like-minded men, why not check out the Osler Street Men's Mental Health group, which is 7 o'clock Wednesdays at the Senior Citizens Club. You're on about Gaz. I thought it might be an idea to get Gaz and Bradley Jones, who is
Together.
the leader of the men's mental health group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to do a
by
bit
all
of
means.
collaboration.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
that'd be amazing. By all means, but like I said, if any of you guys that are watching feel like you've got a story to tell when it comes down to things like this as well,
Get in touch.
get in touch. Just don't even hesitate. Even if you want to just speak to us and don't want to come on the podcast, by all means, just speak to us. But we'll speak to you and we can help out or do whatever we can to make you feel better, honestly.
And finally, the book. Obviously, we'll put links in the description, but we're
Yeah, so head over to Amazon and pick yourself up a copy of my book, 2020, the year that tried to kill me.
but it didn't, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Available in ebook, paperback, hardback, and even audiobook.
Brilliant. That's good.
I will
And
be.
Thanks, guys.
That's Amazon. Is it on Spotify? The audio book?
No, it's
No.
just Amazon.
I'll
We can
help
help
you
you do
I'll
that.
help you with that.
We'll help you do that as
Because
well.
it's a very good place to actually get your audio book out on there. 100%. It's really good.
All right then, boys.
But
Yeah,
on
that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank you,
meeting you.
guys. Hey.
Yeah, give it up for him. Come on, boys. Yeah.